So you are looking to heal mentally and emotionally, and you quite possibly want to do it in a place that is going to speak to you and speak to your spirit and speak to your soul, right? And a place that's really going to activate these parts of yourself that will help align you with your purpose, with your passion, that will help you to align with your identity, that is going to help you heal, that is really going to help you relieve your stress. And the thing is that when we're talking about getting enough rest, doing so outside of the United States is incredibly important. I have been going back and forth and living pretty much part-time in Merida, Mexico for almost a year now. It will be a year, this is November 16th, 2023. It will be a year, December 22nd, 2022. And I wanted to talk to you about the benefits of doing so, how it's changed my life, what it can do for you, and how you can do it loosely, right? So when it comes to, first of all, activating that side of you that needs healing, right? And needs emotional caring and to be loved on in a really deep emotional way, first you have to decide, okay? I decided that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I realized that part of the reason why I couldn't really move forward in life and I couldn't really transform as deep, I had started to go through a transition in 2016, but the reason why I couldn't go further, number one, is because when you're looking at the United States, the matrix, the box that they have put us in, right? First of all, the whole entire world is under this matrix, but the box that they have put us in is quite big and deeper and more rigid than most places in the world, okay? Now, and I just talked about this. I just made a TikTok video. It's Brandy's Brandy the Healer, about this. But when you change locations to a place that you want to go to, that you have a desire to go to, like even if you're going on vacation, even if you're going to a park that you wanted to go to or that you enjoy, studies have shown that your neural pathways, they act different in your brain. Your neural pathways act different there. So me coming to Merida and changing the neural pathways in my brain, right, to this higher frequency, that's really what happens. Your brain is on this higher frequency because you're like, oh my God, it's vacation. It's a new place. It's, you know, it's easier living. For me, it's slower living. My life was so fast. But anyway, when you are in a place and you let your body and your mind be cultivated in a place that changes your brain, you can create things faster. You can actually manifest faster and bigger, right? Whenever I leave Merida, well, first of all, whenever I'm here, I'm always manifesting things. You know, money, romance, all the things. But when I go back to the US, that feeling lingers for a while. And I'm calling things in and attracting things in because I was able to rest my brain. My brain waves went into this sort of alpha state of relaxation, right? And I'm able to call things in. I'm able to heal on a bigger, deeper level, right? Mentally and emotionally. And so the same can be said for you. And maybe it's not Merida. I know that this land has summoned me and summoned a lot of other people, right? It's not just me, but hearing the land speak to me, I'm always out in the garden speaking to the land and hearing from it, right? Hearing the land say that this can be a home, right? For many who actually are seeking liberation, right? from imprisonment. And maybe it's not the United States, maybe it's another place that you're coming from, right? I don't want to limit it to the United States. But it's really a safe haven. It has this sort of shadow energy too, where it makes you go into the deepest, darkest parts of yourself and face them, okay? Talking about shadow work, I actually didn't know. To be honest, when I came, I didn't really grasp the idea of what the shadow is. But the shadow is the deepest, darkest parts of yourself that you don't want to face, that you would prefer to deny. But when you come here, or maybe any other place, I don't know, any other place, but I'm talking about Merida. When you come here, you're going to be faced with your shadow, okay? You're going to be faced with your shadow, okay? Here, I have transformed my relationships in terms of spiritual teachers. I used to put them on pedestals. I used to think that because they were spiritual teachers, I would make them into this guru and these gurus, and think that they were just so much better than me and they could do no wrong, which was really harmful to my spirit and my soul, because it put me in the mind of being a Christian again, to where like, oh, the pastor and the bishop are saying this, and so they are higher than you, so everything that they say goes. Versus, I'm going to listen to my spirit, my soul. I'm going to take what resonates with me and leave the rest, right? That was one of the things that my shadow brought to me, you know, and presented me with here in Merida. And so I went through this transition of breaking off relationships with spiritual teachers, and then also learning how to step into my own power, right? Doesn't mean that those teachers weren't, that they weren't powerful or they were less than. It was just because I had put them on this pedestal, right? Because you can also manifest, just like you can manifest quote unquote good, you can manifest quote unquote bad. So I put them on this pedestal, and so that gave them the environment to betray me, right? It's pretty easy. So that was one of the things that that happened in terms of my healing journey here in Merida. And another thing that changed for me was the neediness that I had to fit into groups. I realized that I don't have to fit in anywhere. I literally am my own best friend, right? Doesn't mean that I'm not attracting friendships, because I definitely am, right? In fact, I manifested one really good friend, actually not here, but in Playa del Carmen right before I came here, but another powerful place, by the way. But so yeah, the desire to fit in, I'm like, oh, I have to find my tribe, I have to find my tribe, my tribe is here. Just because this is my second home, honestly, doesn't mean, first of all, that my tribe is here. Maybe they're coming here, but they're not here. I've not met them yet. I don't need to fit into two boxes. I don't need to push my way into certain groups and certain environments in order to be accepted. I don't need to do that. I used to do it all the time, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna invite you to my birthday party, like I barely know you, you know what I mean? So it's like an attachment, an anxious attachment. I became more secure here. The land allowed me to learn how to be secure in my own, and of my own essence, of my own being, and to be truly happy here and experience joy. So that shadow part of me that's like, oh yeah, I have to, everyone has to accept me. You know, that was another transformation that happened for me, okay? Another transformation that happened for me in terms of healing, I didn't want to be on the planet anymore. And coming here in December 2022, man, from December to a little bit like February, the beginning of February, and my birthday was January 22nd, 2022, I constantly didn't want to be here. I'll keep it PG. I felt like I needed to harm myself, and I'm not saying that, You know, seek your mental health professional. I actually do have a psychologist and a hypnotherapist. But being in this environment certainly helped me to want to remain on the planet and see what life has for me. You know, what we see in reality, what we see in this reality, this 3D, whatever we're sensing, whatever we're seeing, is not even, it's literally only part of our lives. Like, so it's only part of our lives. And so moving out of environments where that kind of, your senses, it's constantly in your face. Oh yeah, this is what it is. This is what it is. You know, suffering is what it is. Sabotage is what it is. Lack and scarcity is what it is. Being here, there's a sense of abundance and prosperity, right? If you let it come in. There were some moments where I was like, I can't do this. Like, what am I doing? Why am I here? But you have to surrender to it. All right. So the effects of this land, like, I know you've seen other videos about this, quite possibly. The effects of this land, Merida, Mexico, on your healing, and even me as a healer, and many other healers are drawn here because the law of correspondence, like attracts like, law of attraction. So when you're in a land that is incredibly healing, of course it's going to draw not only you to heal, it's going to draw healers, or it's maybe even beckoning you to become a healer. There are more than just a few healers sprinkled here on earth, okay? I know we like to think that it's this exclusive thing, and maybe it's exclusive right now, but only because people haven't realized that they are healers, right? You probably are a healer watching this video, but you can't do that until you strip down to the rawest parts of yourself and find out what needs to be healed within you. What's your shadow? What's the darkest part of yourself that needs to be healed and needs to be transformed? I was going through literal, like not literal death, but death. Oh, that's so funny. Actually a moth a moth just came outside the window. It's another sign of transformation, by the way. So yeah, there was a death, a spiritual death in me, and a rebirth. I'm even speaking, my throat chakra is open. I've never spoken in this full body tone before, right? Never ever. My throat chakra was so it was closed. Okay, let me tell you, I was afraid to speak all of my life, afraid to speak. Okay, so that is what the effects of Merida has on your mental and emotional healing and your healing journey. Well, mine especially, but I do believe that other people are called here. Which is why my work is going to be, or is, based here a lot of the times, whether it's my plant and magic medicine retreats that I offer, or private ceremonies for that, or even just seeing clients via teleport or Zoom, right? Or seeing them even here and doing energy healing. And for me, as who has been a nurse for so long, right, like 13 years, but I was healing. I thought that I was healing, and then I knew that I wasn't, and then I'm like, oh wait, this is not healing. Like, this is not what I'm called to. But being here in Merida helped really to activate that potent healer inside of me. All right. So I wanted to just talk about that, talk about the mental and emotional benefits of healing here in Merida, Mexico, and being here, and then in general too. Maybe there's another location that's just calling you. All right, just feel into that and just ask Creator, or not even ask. Say, Creator, show me show me where I'm supposed to be, and then make it happen. Make it align, right? Ask God to help you, all right? So that's all that I have for you today. If you are looking to book a consult with me, I have payment plans available. Book down below. And then I also have a money manifestation course for $11.11, literally a steal. It's down below as well. If you have any questions about anything, also I have a free discovery call if you wanted to see if we're a good fit. A 30-minute discovery call before you commit to anything. But if you have any questions, hit me up in my email, brandymedicinewoman@gmail.com, and I will see you next time. Oh, make sure you subscribe too. I'll see you next time. Bye.